Acting always straddles opposites. It's not real life, but you have to believe it in a moment-to-moment way. You know, I say this with all respect to my colleagues in other areas, but I always feel like theater and acting in particular is at the very heart of what the liberal arts mission is, because you actually spend some of your time walking in the shoes of other people. The beginning of acting is always about really exercising the muscle of being present with one another. You know, really listening to one another, really breathing into your body, really taking ownership of your voice and allowing yourself to take up a little bit more room. There's something about learning to do that well that demands that you suspend some of your judgments. I mean, I can have opinions about whether or not I agree with what a character does or what a character says, but if I'm playing that character, I have to respect who they are and try and bring authenticity to that point of view. You know, the playwright or the screenwriter or whoever has really started your journey for you. You have to dig into all of the details that they've put into the script. You know, okay, what does this person do for a living? How do they use their body every day? And, you know, you start from little things like that. What were they taught to expect that the world would do to them? That it would be a welcoming place or a cruel place? And you wind up playing a character who's actually quite different from who you are. But I always feel like when I'm acting well and when my students are acting well, it feels like, oh, that's somebody I could have been. If I had had a different childhood, or if I'd had X, Y, and Z happen to me, that's who I could have been. You have rehearsed over and over again and learned lines and thought deeply about the psychology of a character in order to create the illusion of simply living somebody's life. And so it's a baffling art form, because when people do it well, it looks effortless. The actors who dazzle you are generally the ones who are working their butts off. You know, they are thinking deeply about the psychology of the character, about every word of the text. They are focusing on whether or not they use this pronoun or the person's name. They have cracked the whole thing open in order to sort of assume ownership of it, in order to give you the experience of just watching it. Going to the theater is a way to exercise your empathy muscle. You know, that there's something about the experience of really seeing the world through other people. To see a story or to take part in a story that's really complicated, if it's well written, it almost always makes us realize, oh, there's more to this than I thought. I genuinely believe that the process of acting makes you a mentally healthier person. The process of stepping into other people's shoes, the process of experiencing difficult life events in a fictional, safe way helps prepare you for what can happen in life. I will also sometimes admit to them that trying to make a living as an actor probably makes you less healthy mentally. But I really believe the process of doing it is good for people. I think it makes people more compassionate. I think it expands who they are. When you're doing it well, I think that happens to the audience too.